It's my 100th video, and that is actually, for other people watching on, they might not think much of that, but actually for me, it's something really positive. I actually feel so positive that I got from thinking about starting a channel to actually, whoa, I'm here, I've done 100 videos. Now, whatever about getting to 100 videos, you could literally just churn them out. And to be honest, for a period, I was literally churning them out. Probably one of the biggest things I've realized over the last couple of months is that, over the last couple of weeks, is that it's not about churning out videos. I have to actually respect an audience a lot more. And if I'm going to publish something, there has to be some real kind of derivable value. So that's a funny thing that I've learned, that it wasn't about quantity, it was about quality. It seems really obvious, but yeah, those kind of phrases, they do seem obvious, but it's all the nicer when you learn it out through experience. Kind of one of the biggest values I'm starting to get from just putting myself out there in this kind of way is that almost every day, that little bit more and more, I'm starting to care less about any kind of potential criticism. It's like, look here, I'm putting myself out there, love it or leave it. I don't mean that in a kind of an arrogant fashion, but I actually mean it in a really kind of positive fashion, that it's like, do you know what, I'm putting myself out there. Some people will take value from it, others might not, and that's okay. And it's kind of almost reinforced by the little bits of positive feedback that you get every day. So that's been really fulfilling for me, and that's been really positive, and it's kind of reinforced my want to continue on. Because it actually is quite challenging committing yourself. It's a lot of time. It's possibly maybe not an hour every day, but close to it every single day to just keep putting out content like this. So yeah, it's actually funny, as I've come to this milestone, it's not a case that I'm like, oh God, what have I done? It's a case of, I actually want to respect this all the more, and I want to put more time and effort into it to deliver more quality. And I actually feel it's really beneficial, both for the positive reinforcement that you get from bits of feedback, but also just the self-strengthening. Like I do feel it's actually a really beneficial process in terms of building up one's own confidence. But that aside, like one of the first kind of lessons I shared that I've taken from this whole process was learning the separation between how I thought I was communicating versus how I actually was communicating. And one of the big things for me over the kind of first couple of tens of videos that came out completely wrong, but certainly after 20 or 30 videos, the big thing for me was bringing that in sync. And I think actually I've certainly, I don't think I'm fully there, but I think I've learned a hell of a lot from that process. And I think this whole actual thing is actually really therapeutic. Like whatever about publishing yourself on a channel, I actually think just for anyone, getting out your iPhone and recording yourself speak and then replaying it is actually really beneficial, and something that people can take a lot from. So anyway, those are a couple of the snippets that I've been learning from this process, and I think it's been really beneficial. So where am I now? Well, like things are actually really good now. Like when I started this journey, it was all about like, I'm bringing in a managing director, they're taking over leading social, I'm starting to kind of plan out events. Whereas for where I am right now, that managing director has started, he's kicking ass. Leading social is in a really beneficial place, and it's all the more kind of, I suppose, accelerated or positive with his introduction. That aside, I've started, I booked my event, I've booked all the speakers, I've packaged it all up. It's called Fresh Resolutions, and today is a Friday. I'm launching it on Sunday. And it's really positive. I think it's a really good, beneficial event. It's all revolving around kind of the start of the year when everybody's kind of setting their New Year's resolutions. Well, this is an event to help reinforce those New Year's resolutions, to help you make your year ahead all that better for yourself. And I've kind of teamed up with some of the really leading speakers in all areas of kind of positivity, wellness, mindfulness, mental health here in Ireland. And it's been so cool working with them and building the event together with them. And I've actually done a load of interviews that I'm going to start sharing out through the channel. I actually held a few of them back because I wanted to do a piece like this for my 100th video. And so I haven't posted as much over the last couple of days because I wanted to do this piece, but now over the next couple of days, I'll release a bunch of them. And I think there's some really good value. Probably in realizing how, realizing a want to share greater value is actually, that's not going to come in total from myself. Actually, better value is going to come from sitting down and chatting to others and taking little snippets from them and sharing that too. So I'm going to start doing a lot more content with other people. I think that's going to be really beneficial. So anyway, for where I am right now, leading social, my company is in a great space. This event is going to launch. I'm very hopeful and positive it's going to do really well, but we'll wait and see. That comes on Sunday, and I'll keep you updated along the process. And then once it's finished, I actually think quite a bold thing to do, but I'm going to actually detail every step and every kind of bit and way, the way I built it, the way I launched it, the way we marketed it, the way we hosted it. I just think that's a really good take home for anybody in the event space that wants to just have some really tangible take homes. And then the personal branding, so I'm doing these YouTube videos. I've started concentrating a lot more on Instagram and LinkedIn. And that's a really interesting learning process. Like it's a very funny thing when I'd fancy myself as one of the top kind of consultants in social media marketing, but when you're doing it for yourself, just all that goes out the window and you have to learn anew. And actually, because of that, it's been a really, really positive kind of thing for me, because it's tested my own knowledge and tested my own expertise in social, which is something that I built a career on. So that's been really beneficial. If any of you are on Instagram, follow, it's very simple. It's literally just instagram.com, Jamie White. And I'd love your feedback. If you're following this channel, I imagine you're following a number of other kind of similar channels. And with that, you'd have a good kind of grasp in terms of what's good versus what's bad. So I'd love your feedback in that regard. And in terms of what's ahead, I know now I want to commit myself to this on a much bigger scale, so I'm going to be doing a lot more video content. I'm loving the social, much more so just because of the feedback I'm getting and the kind of the questions and the help I'm able to give. It's very, very nice being able to give a value out to others, and I struggled with that when I was just working on my own stuff. I really felt, okay, here, what's my greater good that I'm going to be able to provide? I'm finding that through this, and so that's why I'm so positive, and that's why I want to do so much more of this. So in terms of what's to come, I'm going to push much more so into kind of my own personal content, my own kind of personal social media. The events, it's something I've been dying to do for so long. I'm really excited about this first event. I'm going to build a team around that. I'm going to roll out a number of other events. Really, my kind of space is sharing people's life lessons, sharing people's experience, and encouraging the generation to come. That's my space, that's what I love, and that's what I'm going to do through the kind of the following events that I do after Fresh Resolutions. So again, if you're watching this and you're interested in that space, or hell, if you want to get involved, reach out, because as I said, at the moment I'm building a team around that, and I'm really, really interested in terms of how that's, I'm just interested is wrong. It's really, really excited. Anyway, I've waffled on for way too long, but anyway, nice to share all this. Thank you very, very much for following. Thank you for the feedback I've gotten. It's been, as I said, really formative. If you have any more feedback, please give it. And yeah, I look forward to building from here.